I see it in the candlestick charts. I smell it in the order flow.
Much that once was stable is lost, for none now trade who remember the gold standard. There was an age when men bought companies because they made coin, paid dividends, and endured recessions. An age when balance sheets were read by candlelight. An age when earnings mattered. But that age has faded into shadow, and from its ashes rose the investing verse.
It began with the forging of the great portfolios.
To the blue-chip investors was given SEHD, the heavy shield of dividend growth, quality, and value. Stubborn were they, and slow to trust. They dwelt among cash flow statements, seeking companies that had survived inflation, scandal, and time. They bowed before no dream of future revenue. And to them, a PEE ratio without earnings was an abomination. To the growth investors was given QQQ, bright and terrible, forged in the glass towers of technology. They looked beyond the present age and beheld futures not yet born, enduring brutal drawdowns, believing that in some distant quarter, profit would descend like fire from heaven. To the monks of fire was given VT, the whole world bound into a single vessel. They withdrew from the noise of the market realm and entered the silent sanctuaries of Roth IRAs. There they practiced low expenses, extreme deprivation, and the ancient withdrawal right of 4%. But to the income seekers was given the covered call, a dark magic by which volatility itself could be harvested and coined. They desired cash flow in the present age, so they marched beneath the banners of total return, timing their very survival to the monthly distributions of TDOC and SPYI, gathering premiums from the storm. Yet the covered call was no simple gift. For once a man has tasted yield, his hunger deepens. But they were all of them deceived, for another asset was made. Beyond the safe kingdom of large cap, in the volatile fires of Mount Wall Street, the hedge fund lords forged a master asset in secret: leverage. It was not a shield, not a blade, not a coin. It was a dark tether that could bend every portfolio in the investing verse to its will. Under the heavy shadow of leverage, the investing verse fractured. The great portfolios retreated behind the high walls of large cap. Out in the lawless wastelands, those without portfolios were left to scavenge in the ruins. From the chaos rose the day traders. They held no long-term wealth, armed only with the volatile magic of the options chain. Mercenaries of the 1-minute candle, they wielded the forbidden Greeks, Delta's spear and Gamma's explosive powder. They lived and died before the sun even set, their minds fractured by pattern-day trader rules. Beyond the borders rode the crypto nomads. They rejected the king's fiat and scoffed at the great portfolios. Trusting neither central banker nor sovereign seal, they carried their wealth in cold storage amulets. Speaking seed phrase and wandering the dark wastes, waiting for the prophecy of the halving moons. But the true terror of the shattered realms was born of pure rage, the meme horde. Locked out of fundamental wealth, they forged a crude and terrifying weapon called momentum. Fueled by king's stimulus and wild prophecy, they charged bankrupt theater chains with reckless abandon. They mocked valuation. They possessed no balance sheets. They knew no fear. They only knew the squeeze. Above the chaos sat the Fed chair, supreme sorcerer of the realm, keeper of the printer, and master of base rates. With one hand, he could flood the land with liquidity. With the other, he could make capital dear and scorch the fields of speculation. His will was enforced by the Inquisition of the SEC, armored in fine print, sworn to strike down all who promised guarantee returns in the common tongue. But a creeping sickness had begun to rise from the valleys, the suffocating fog of stagflation, threatening to paralyze the king's levers. The investing verse is now a land of blown accounts, broken theses, margin calls, and capitulation. But there is always a play to be made in the investing verse.